In a world that is this unfair, morality is a privilege. Sometimes people find themselves in a situation where the only way to get what they want is to do something that we consider to be immoral. Humans prefer to get what they want without doing much. But what if you find yourself in a situation where you just can't get what you want without doing things that we consider to be immoral? Society says you must be here, you must have all these desires that you have, just like everyone else. But it denies you what you desire. And there are people in this world who have the same desires that you have, but society is meeting their desires. Your desires are not being met. You're trying. You're even working harder than everyone else, but your desires are not being met. But some people are not even trying. Their desires are being met. They have desires, you have desires. You're not worse than they are. You have not done anything like super wrong for you to not deserve to have your desires met. There are people in this world, they can have what they want without doing anything. Are they good people or they're just privileged? And there are people that just can't have what they want without doing things that we consider to be immoral, without breaking some rules. Are they really bad? Or there's something that we're missing? There's something that I've realized about myself, something very unique, something that I've seen in me that I don't see in other people. If I'm in a place with someone and I'm happy, enjoying myself in that place, and they're not enjoying themselves, and I'm with them, I won't force them to be there unless they're happy that I'm enjoying myself. I'll say, can we go to a different place where you enjoy yourself? The problem with society is that even if you're not enjoying, let's say there are people who are enjoying, they're having their needs met, you're here, you're not having your needs met, you are frustrated, you are angry. Society says you gotta be like it makes it your fault that you're not happy, that you're not having your needs met and all of that. And sometimes you even get to believe that. All the real truth is that it's just rigged, it's unfair. It was never in your control. If you're not getting what you want, it's not you. You think it's you, it's not. You're a product of your genes, circumstances, and traditions. It matters who your parents are, where you are born, how you were raised, how you look, how you feel, how you think. All of these things that you had no control over matter. You are basically watching a movie. It's not the character's fault that they get killed in the beginning. It's not the character's fault that they are the villain. It's not the character's fault that they suffer. It is scripted. It's supposed to be that way. Morality is a privilege. A rat steals because it doesn't have food. Do you think a rat would put itself in a situation where it can get killed by humans if it have food? Is it stealing because it wants to steal? Is it stealing because it's evil? It goes into your house to find food because that's what it desires. What I'm saying is too deep. Like, you must try to look at life that way. That some people that you're like, oh, this person is super evil, they're just not having their needs met, and their desires are not. They're not able to, get what they desire. The world is not uh, giving them what they desire, and they've been suffering because of that. Because the universe ain't gonna be like, okay, you know what, you can't have your desires met in this world, so we're gonna make sure that you don't even have desires. You know what I'm saying? Like, you must have zero desires because you suffering because of these desires that you have. It doesn't work that way. The universe will still make you desire things, and that is torture if you're not having the things that you desire. Another thing that you must realize is that a lot of people who managed to become very powerful in the world and who tell us how to live, they did a lot of things that we consider to be immoral to be at the top. And now they tell us not to do what they did. Like, they prevent people from achieving what they've achieved because they know that they have achieved these things by doing things that we consider to be immoral. If to become powerful, I had, like, to become a king somewhere, I had to do a lot of horrible things, right? I'm going to make sure that there's order so that no one gets to be where I am. And I call it morality. And there are some people who will be like, yeah, we must be good people. And I'm not saying be a bad person. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying be a conscious person. Like, be so aware that you see the truth in every situation. That is what I'm saying. I can't tell you how to live life. Life comes with no instructions. The universe didn't tell you how you must live life. The universe didn't tell you. The universe didn't tell anyone how to live life. All we know is that there are uh, universal laws. You break the laws, something bad is probably gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? If you jump from a tall building thinking that you can fly, you're coming down. If you jump from a tall building thinking, yo, I can fly, you're probably coming back here. I mean, not probably, you're definitely coming back down. These are the laws, but really, we went like, you're not even told not to do that. I'm not saying do it. See, the universe says nothing. Some people think they're good because they have what they want. I'm a good person. I remember I gave you this example. There's a lady, she's very unconscious. I was having a conversation with her, I think a few years back. We were talking about prostitution. And she was like, she was like, some women don't respect themselves. You know, they're sinners. How can someone do what that lady is doing? Still talking about some lady that's prostitute. She grew up in a good family. A mom and dad worked very well. You know, they were doing very well, like compared to people in the village. Like they were doing better than everyone else in the village. Really, it's like she's protected from a lot of truth about life, like harsh realities of life. Like she doesn't understand why someone will be, because the lady we were talking about, she didn't have parents. She was suffering for real. She was not getting help by anyone. She had to learn to hustle when she was still young. It's like this is privilege talking. Like you don't know what it's like to be that desperate, you know, to a point where you're like, I'm just gonna do whatever to survive. And we should be, yeah, I don't want to put it that way, but you know, she continued. She still fought the way that she felt. Because we in South Africa, bro, it's not like you can just get a job. You know how hard it is. Like even if you went to school, you graduated, to get a job, to get money, bro. In 2020, when there was COVID, the government was giving young people 350 rand a month. We're talking about unemployed young people. You know how much 350 is in dollars? Let me tell you. About $20 a month. What the heck are you gonna do with $20 a month? That's how bad things are in this country. So I was like, she's too privileged to understand. She's too rich to relate. She's looking at life from her own privileged eyes, you know, judging others. You're a bad person. This one of my favorite poems is a poem from this lady. It's just I forgot her name. South African poet. The poem is called Mother. I think his surname is Vundla, something like that. The poem is called Mother. She said something like, like it's about churches, right? It's about churches. She doesn't, she's kind of, she doesn't like the fact that there's churches everywhere, uh, because they were brought through, like, like they're not, like she feels like, okay, religion is not true and all that. So she said something that stuck with me. She's like, my mother is a maid cleaning the floors with Jesus on her back. He has been washed in our blood. We were crucified. He has lived a privileged life. I said something like that. And I was like, if you think about it, you think about characters like Jesus, he was actually privileged because dude was able to walk on water. God listened to him. Dude couldn't die. He was able to raise people from. Can you imagine if you were that privileged, bro? Can you imagine if I brought my dad back to life? Dude was privileged. That's it. The story of Jesus is about privilege. So of course he was going to be good. Because dude was never desperate. Why would he steal if he can change water to wine? Why would he steal if he can make fish appear out of nowhere, food appear out of nowhere? Why will he steal if he has followers? He has people who are there doing things from that there with him all the time. Wherever I go, he's recognized. Why would he be a bad person? There's no reason to be a bad person. He's not desperate, he's happy. To them, privileged. And a lot of people are good to him. So he's not bitter, he's not angry at people, you know? Like he can't, like it's easy to love those who love you. You know that? Like if I'm loved by people, it's easy for me to love them. Everywhere I go, people love me. Maybe I'm handsome, you know what I'm saying? Every girl I talk to, she's smiling and she's treating me very well. It's easy for me to love everyone. You know, if you're a woman who's loved by every man, you know, or everyone in general, it's easy for you to love everyone. It's easy for you to be kind. But for some people, it's not. Like they've been treated like trash from the beginning, bro. They were born in poor families. Their parents went on their side from the beginning. Their siblings went on the side. When they went out, the people in the streets, the friends, they were not on their side. The teachers were not on the side. How are they supposed to feel? Are they evil? And are you better? Or you just privileged? When the chips are down, things he said what? When the chips are down, all these people will eat each other alive. I think that's these are words from Joker in the best Batman movie. I think it's Dark Knight Rises. So what Joker did is he put people in two different boats and gave them and put bombs in both boats, and he gave them detonators. And he said, if they press the button, the people in the other boat will. It was a ship actually. Like in the other ship will die. They will survive. Like it depends on who presses first, right? If they don't press, you know, everyone dies basically. So he was trying to prove that when ships are down, all these rules, all these made up laws, you know, what we call morality goes out the window. He was trying to like prove that. Um, of course, that wasn't going to happen, but in real life situations, that will happen. You know, like people are not what you think. If they're truly tested, you will see that they're not what you thought. You know, like they will surprise you. If we're living in a situation where there was no food at all, some humans will wanna, you know, turn into, I don't even want to say it, but it starts with C. They will turn into that. Sometimes it's privilege that's making people good. They're not desperate. They don't need to do certain things. But if they find themselves in a position where they're desperate, it's like if you got stranded in a desert with no water, you're drinking your own pee. I mean, what you gonna do? You know? Like you see that you'll be willing to do anything just to survive. That people who are doing anything just to survive, they're not worse than you are. If a person gets arrested because they stole 5 rand and you got a lot of money and you think you're better than them, you're not. They're that desperate. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have money to buy a loaf of bread. So really, man, the real problem here is that there's no balance, there's no fairness. The whole game is unfair, and it puts some people in situations where they are truly desperate. We are not born in a world where we are given the things that we desire. Like, life just gives you what you desire. Like, oh, what do you want? You want love? Here's love. What do you want? You want sex? Here's sex. What do you want? You want money? Here's money. It doesn't work that way. It just favors some people. Yeah. Oh shit. Some people are loved. I'm not loved. You know what I'm saying? Some people got money. I don't got money. You know. Some people are getting sex. I'm not getting sex. You know. Some people are happy. I'm not happy. Some people are charismatic. I'm not charismatic. Some people are talented. I'm not talented. Like, the world is not treating us the same way. Life isn't the same for everyone. So what do we expect? So some people come up with their own strategies to get what they want, because they find themselves in a situation where they have to make a choice. Do I play by society's rules if society is not uh, treating me in a way that is fair? Or do I create my own rules and then they create their own morality? You see? That's why this whole morality thing is a myth. It's not real. People create their own morality based on their um need for survival. Basically, it's about survival. All of it is about survival. If you truly question why certain things are wrong, you'll understand that it's all made up. I mean, the only thing that's really wrong, and this is true, is bringing people into the game. And the reason why I say it's wrong is because it doesn't make any sense. It's like you're making people play a game that you know is unfair and that didn't ask to play. So that's the only thing. Like, if there's something that you can truly say that it's wrong and it makes complete sense, that it's it. But other than that, people are in the game. What they're supposed to be doing, they're suffering here. They're trying to do what it's gonna make them suffer less. And even the people that you like, oh, this person is great and all of that, if they were in the same situations as the other people that you're saying are not great, they'd probably be worse, or be like these people. Like, we just humans, bro. No one is better than another. We Some people are just privileged in better situations, and they just think they're better. So cruel, this world, bro. It's so damn cruel. So who are you to judge anyone, really? I hate it when I see someone in jail because they were underprivileged. Like, damn, man, like, this is not a bad person. Like, let's be honest. This person is just been through hell, bro. I remember I watched this interview. I can't find it on YouTube anymore. So this other reporter was interviewing Charles Manson. So he was talking about the Manson's family, the children that Charles Manson took from the street and created his cult. So yeah, I was asking him about the cult. But he said he was blaming everyone that was in the cult, and said the people who are in prison deserve to rot here or to be executed and all of that. But he said something. Charles Manson said something that I was like, oh man, society doesn't see this, and it sucks that people like him became broken because he was too damn intelligent, right? And he ended up, broken, and that's why he did some messed up things. But he said something interesting. He said, most people who are in here, they are your reflections, they are your mistakes as a collective society. I was like, damn, man. Like, we don't realize the mistakes that we make as human. Bro, let me tell you something, and you're not gonna, like, you're not gonna, like, I'm gonna explain it to you actually in a way that you understand. So um, let's say there's a boy in your class, you're young, you are 10. There's a boy in your class. That boy is not liked by anyone. No one wants to talk to that boy. When that boy says hi, everyone looks away. And there's a boy that everyone loves. He's not done anything to deserve. I mean, he's not like he saved a life or anything. He was just born looking cute and all of that. I want to show you something here. What we're doing to the boy that we're ignoring, that we're showing no love to, we are killing the good in him. And what we're doing to the boy that we love, we're putting him on a pedestal. He doesn't see the reality of this. So he's going to be super ignorant when he grows up. He's going to expect people to ban wherever he goes and all of that. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be spoiled. We as a society are responsible, whether we realize it or not. If you're judging someone based on how they look, if you're ignoring someone based on how they look, where they were born, all of that, if you discriminate against anyone, whether you realize it or not, you're planting a seed inside them. You know? It matters how we treat one another. Like, a human does not have that much power. You can say, well, it's up to you to be a good person, to be a bad person. It's not. We're a product of our genes, circumstances, and tradition. It matters how people are being treated. Trust me, it 100% matters. So if that kid that is being mistreated, hated by everyone, turns into some weirdo that's doing toxic things, we're gonna blame that weirdo. And you know what's messed up? His whole story would have been a tragic one because he's never been loved. And no one understood his pain until he died. So he died as a weirdo and no one understood him. And the other one that was treated very well is working all over everyone. He's a boss in his company. He doesn't care about people who are at the bottom. He doesn't even understand their pain. He's too damn spoiled to understand. He can't relate. Like, I've worked with these people. I'm like, dang, what's going on? Like, you find that the person is so cruel that you don't understand, bro. I've worked with these people. Find that someone is a principal and you're expecting them to understand the struggle of the kids uh in that community. You know what I'm saying? You can understand, you can relate. Like, I didn't grow up in a rich family. My father worked as a security guard. My mother was doing voluntary work, but she was not even getting paid, and nothing. Wake up in the morning, go to work. Even now, I was having a conversation with the like 5 days back. She was telling me that, okay, now the government is talking about employing them permanently. I'm like, Mom, you're old. You know how long you've been telling me about this stuff? Since I was in high school, and I was happy. I was like, I think my life is gonna change, because if you're giving me money and my dad is giving me money, if my dad was not giving me enough money, you're gonna be giving me uh 50% of what he's giving me. So he's gonna give me the money that's giving me, then you add 50%. That's gonna work. That will be enough, and you'll be able to buy me clothes. And when I go to tertiary, I'll be good because you're gonna be helping. But she was never able to help. She did voluntary work for many years, bro. And then they started to kind of like compensate them, but sometimes they'll not give them money. You find that they skip 3 months without giving them money. Like, some messed up thing. This country is garbage, bro. Just don't have kids. But listen, uh, wait, what was I even talking about? Oh, I was talking about privileged people that they can't relate. So, okay, some kids don't have maybe clothes, stuff like that, Jesus, and you find that someone is a principal and they have money, they can help. But not only do not help, they don't even understand. Like, they're cursing at the kids, go back home, tell your and you're like, I understand why in the past those who had power weren't able to help those who were at the bottom. It's like they look down on them. There's no love. Like, and this kind of people, they respect those who are above them or those who are on their level. Like, they're so kind to people who are on their level. It's crazy. You're like, how does it work? But those who are below them, I remember I gave you this example with this other pastor. She has a function, and yeah, people at the church, people are doing well. She respects all of them. People are at the bottom, the respect is less. So someone entered, he's mentally disturbed, he wanted food. The way they take away, there was a lot of food, they ended up having to throw the food away. So he wanted food, and as soon as she saw him, the things she said, bro, I was like, what the hell? And people will be like, yo, don't judge the whole religion because of the actions. I'm like, yeah, I don't know people who think like me who will do that. Like person who's operating at this level of consciousness, I don't know anyone. Like I'm willing to bet, bro. Like I don't think a person who thinks like me will do that. Like they are usually kind. They will make mistakes, and it's mistakes that they can explain, but they'll never be that rude, you know. I've only been that rude when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was rude, bro. I was as a kid, bro. Like the things that I did, I look back and be like, what the hell? I was mean. As a kid, but kids are mean, But as I grew older and struggled, learn the truth about this world, I was able to understand other people. I was able to see pain in other people's eyes, and there was always that willingness to make someone happy, to make someone smile, But I think what killed the willingness is my own struggles. I mean, the willingness is still there, but I ended up being like, you know what, let me save myself first because I'm also struggling. Like now I just gotta care about putting a smile on my face. But yeah, man, I always wanted to make people laugh, make people smile, make people happy. Not as a people pleaser, but just like I wanted that just for them. Like if you're happy, like that's beautiful, you know? Because I understand what pain does to people. I understand how harsh this world can be, how harsh this reality can be. Morality is a lie, man. People are immoral because they want to be good. Yeah, they're just privileged. It's people that you respect. But like, oh, this bad person is good. If they were in the situation that they are in, you'll be amazed. And some of them are so privileged that they can hide their evil acts. You know what it's like? The if you watch drug dealers movies, find a drug dealer is untouchable because he let everyone do his dirty work. He's too good, like he's too rich that he lets people do his dirty work. He can just make a few calls. If he finds himself having a problem, be like, okay, let me call my shooters and I'll be fine. So some people let people do their dirty work for them, pay them. So they never get to be they never they never get exposed because of that. And even if people talk, like you're like, because we've we've seen videos of people confessing that some people pay them money to do something, but no one does anything about it. Like we don't got proof, dude. We don't got proof that the reason why you did what you did is because someone paid you money. In a world that is so unfair, a lot of people don't get to the top by being fair. Those who get to the top by being fair, that's just artists. People are talented, but usually they get taken advantage of. Like if you're super talented, like those who get to the top, no talent, nothing, they're willing to play dirty, bro. They're willing to play dirty, and it's crazy, bro. I remember someone commented or said that people don't who are at the top, like most of them are not good people, and they give me example with some basketball players. I was like, yeah, man, this guy is tall, which is already a privilege in this room because people who are tall, they I mean, males in general, they are more respected. You know, like if you're tall, you it's easier for people to respect. I'm not saying if you're short, because I mean, there's the president of Russia is short. I think he's like 5'6" and he's very powerful. Um, but in most cases, we find ourselves respecting those who are tall, right? It's just it's how it is in this realm, and also, you know, to become a basketball player, you need to be tall, you know, so that you can score. So yeah, so the guy saying that the guy worked hard and that's why his way is, it's like, you know, like, yeah, but you also have to realize how privileged he was, you know, to even be in that position where he can work hard to become what he became, you know. But yeah, the truth is, um those who succeed, especially when it comes to politics, they're not playing the game fair. Like they're always strategizing. Like, okay, I can't say this, I can't say that. I can't act like this in public. I can't act like that. I remember I gave you this example. I just don't remember uh, who, which president got slapped by his wife, and he acted all cool. I don't forget. I don't remember which president. But yeah, he got slapped by his wife, and he was all caught on camera, and then he put on a smile right away. And you can tell that a lot of people who are politicians have to do that. They can't just stand in front of people and be like, "Yeah, yeah, you saw what happened. I'm not good and all of that." But we still gotta do the work. Like, they're not that real, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have to put on this fake smile for people. They have to act because they have to get those likes. They have to get supporters. You know, they always have to act a certain way. That taught exactly what they need to say. All of that. It's not real. You know, it's game to these people. It's a game. So really, you can't really judge anyone, bro. A judge is not better than someone that they're judging, you know? Like, oh, you better because you're wearing what you're wearing and you can send me to jail. Not really. Could find that some of them do things that are worse than what the people that they're judging for are being judged for. Like, if they could find that the judge is been doing things that are much more horrible than what the person that they're judging has done. Like, it does happen. There are police officers who will arrest someone for doing something that is nothing compared to the corrupt things that they've done. You know, it happens a lot. Like, people, just because someone is wearing a uniform doesn't mean they're good. Lots of corrupt police officers, you know, and it's very easy to be like in South Africa. I told you about traffic officers, right? It's now like it's something that everyone in the country expects. They must pay bribe. Like, you must pay bribe in South Africa. Like that's normal. You know, even when you want to get your driver's license, there's a certain amount that you pay. Especially where I live, like they don't just let you pass. You know, they don't just let you pass your driver's license, and people know that, and the government's not even doing anything about it. I mean, if everyone knows that, they could arrest these people very easily. But these people are working and they're fine. Like, why are they not doing anything? Because it's so easy to investigate. Like, how can it be that complicated? It's like our constitution allows not only allows corruption, it makes it easier. You're like, it's so easy. I can catch these people, bro. Even if I was working alone, if I was gonna get paid to do this thing, to catch corrupt people, corrupt officials, I'll catch them and I'll have proof. Saw them easily, bro. before I catch them. So who's really good, who's really bad? I told you that if there's someone that can be judged, is the creator. Like if you want to judge someone, you gotta judge the creator. You gotta judge God. People are just doing what they, you know, what they can to survive because they don't know what else to do. It's like, what do I do with existence, bro? I exist in this room. I'm having this experience, and that I don't really understand, and I have all these needs, all these wants. I don't know. I don't even know how to play the game. I don't know how to make things work for me. You know, sometimes I feel uncomfortable, and I don't know how to do. I don't know how to be comfortable. I don't know how to be happy. You know what I'm saying? And there's no instructions, and I can't just magically make things work the way that I want them to work. You know what I'm saying? So really, the one to blame is the creator. Like, why would you put like 8 billion humans in a world where there isn't even enough for everyone? I mean, even if there is, uh, in a world where some people are more powerful than others, so they take more. There's no real equality. Like, put people in a world where they can be laughed at. Like, it's so crazy, bro. Like, when you think about it, that humans laugh at other humans for how they look. And who do you blame? You blame God. Like, why put people in a world where they can be laughed at, where they can be bullied, go through hell, bro, since they're young? It's the creator who's to blame. So if you want to believe in morality, then um, apply it to God, not to humans themselves. Because they don't have power. Some of them are privileged, some of them are not privileged. People they got biases and all of that. So really, you can't truly judge a person. Like, to be honest with you, there isn't a human that you can judge accurately. We don't know the pain that it's making people do some things. You don't know what's going on in people's minds. We don't even experience reality the same way. I don't know how you view the world and what is true to you. The same way that I can't judge a rat. A rat is a rat. It lives life the way that I can't judge a hyena. I can't look at a lion and be like, a lion is good because it can hunt. A hyena is bad because it can't hunt. Hyena steals from lions. Is it bad? It's its own strategy. It wants to survive. Rats steal from humans. Are they bad? Some animals hunt uh, in number. Are they bad? Some hunt alone. I can't say the animals that hunt in numbers are bad and the ones that hunt alone are good. Some animals have to be deceptive. Some can change um their skin color. Are they bad? Because that's being fake, right? Are they bad for being fake, changing their skin color so that they can catch their prey? Uh, they're trying to survive. They gotta eat. Some don't have to do that. They can just be real. Some can shapeshift. This marine animals, like there are some of them that can actually shapeshift. Like that thing with what is it called? Octopus, yeah. I can imagine seeing that thing in real life, bro. Like, why am I going to thing? I'm going to be scared. Like, must be scary. It's God that needs to be judged, not us, not humans themselves. If there's a person or there's a conscious being that should be judged whether they go to hell or heaven, it's God, not His creation, not the rats. Can't create a rat, not give it advantages in the world, and then blame it for going to steal from humans. It's a rat. It's supposed to do. Being hungry is not comfort. Like, it's not like if animals when they felt hungry, they felt no pain. I think a lot of animals would die, bro. The problem is pain. So you're put in a situation where you could either feel pain and die, or do something that might not be good and survive. What do you do? You know what I'm saying? A rat has a kind of it's found itself in that kind of like in a case 21 20, what did they call it, 2020 case 22 whatever situation. So, yeah, it finds itself in that kind of situation. It has to choose it has to choose between eating and surviving or not eating and dying. But to eat, it must still. Doesn't that suck? But God, He's not in that kind of situation. He's omnipotent, right? He can do whatever. He could turn himself into a rat. He can turn himself into a lion. He can make himself full all the time without having to eat anything. But these animals that are here, they don't have that privilege. Remember, I was telling you about privilege. I was telling you about Jesus. Like, I can't say Jesus was perfect if he was privileged. For him to not for him to be perfect, he must not be privileged at all. He must just be like all of us, you know, not be able to perform any miracles, bro. Like, dude was a superhero. Like, he's too privileged to relate to us, you know. It's the same thing with Batman. I remember telling you about Batman, and I'm not really a fan of Batman. I'm a fan of Joker. Batman thinks he's a good person without understanding how privileged he was. Like, his father and mother were rich. So he doesn't understand the struggles of those who don't have. So he looks at himself like, I'm good. And Joker is bad. No. Maybe wounded is the right word. Intellectual honesty is important. If you watch my videos, you realize that they're about that. They're about intellectual honesty. I'm being honest. I'm just telling you the truth. Making you see things that are not easy to see. Because there's some things that are not really that easy to see. In the beginning, when I used to be able to see these things, I used to think everyone can see these things. Until I found myself having to debate with a lot of people about different issues. I was like, oh, shoot. A lot of people are blind. Remember this quote from the TV series C. In a world, I think I remember that being said on the trailer. In a world where everyone is blind, seeing is a sin. So yeah, man, it's what I've learned. Me being able to see what I see, that's a sin. I gotta be judged for seeing. If I didn't see anything, I wouldn't be judged. So because I can see and not many of us can see, I had to be judged. It's a sin. I'm a sinner because I can see. Man, and I believe I'm doing the best I can with what I can see, what I can experience. You know what I'm saying? I'm as intellectually honest as possible based on what I know so far. Like, this is as intellectually honest a person can be, knowing what I know, having seen what I've seen. Yes, there are things I don't know. I do believe that at my level of consciousness, I will still be able to make the right decisions, even if I know more. Like, now, the problem is not the level of consciousness. The problem is the limitation. Like, I'm too limited. I do not have knowledge when it comes to a lot of things. So if I was allowed to know a lot, then I will be able to still make the right conclusions. Like, if I was allowed to meet some icons that be harvesting our social energy and have conversations with them, I do believe I will be able to make the right decisions. To make the right conclusions about them. Like, oh yeah, so you can't survive without our energy, né? Okay, let's create a better system here. What you want is energy, and you get this energy from, like, when we're worshiping Yah, okay, and also when we're suffering. How about we do it this way? Well, how about uh maybe an hour a day we watch, like, like, a person decides that they're gonna watch the most boring movie, and yeah, that will suck for them, or listen to some of the worst music ever made, or watch horror movies, whatever. You're gonna get what you want, right? And then you give us what we want. So at least for that hour a day, like, it will be like our job to give you what you want, and you give us what do we want. You stop messing with our reality. You stop making us fight and all of that. Like, let's have a real conversation here. Sentient being to sentient being. You negotiate and figure out, not to look at them as demons and all of that. Like, because you're also a demon to some of these animals. Like, what do you think they see when they see you? What do you think a pig? Okay, let me not talk about pig, but the animals that that are being abused, like, how do you think they see humans? You think they see us the same way that we see ourselves as these divine beings? Or they're like, yeah, those things, we need to stay the hell away from them, bro. They're killing us and eating us, torturing us and all of that, keeping us in captivity. Like a monkey in a cage, bro. Those animals are smart. How do they see us? Do you think they think of us as gods? Like, they can tell that they're in captivity, and people are paying money to watch them. Sad. And we want to say we're good. We're just on top of the food chain, but we're not better. The icons that harvest our social energy is just on top of us, but they're not better or worse. So this morality thing is not what you think it is. The only one that you judge is the creator of the simulation. This doesn't mean don't try to do what makes sense, but do it with understanding. You gotta understand how this realm actually works. You must not be blind, because your own blindness is gonna lead to your demise. It's gonna lead to another trap. You know what I'm saying? But if you're intellectually honest enough and you are able to see things as they are, you will still make the right choices. And that is what it's about. It's about being able to make the right choices in the end. So that you look back and be like, well, I made the best choices based on what I knew. That's why people sometimes they like, yo, I wish if I knew what I know today, I would have made different choices. But you look back, you're like, yeah, it was still the best choice that I could have made knowing what I know. But what I knew at the time. You know, but if I knew what I know now, maybe it would be different. But yeah, Try your best to make the best choices knowing what you know. Because we don't know everything. Maybe if we knew everything, our choices would be different. What a world we made. Stop judging others. Thank you guys for watching this video until the end. Like the video, tell me what you think about the video, subscribe to the channel. Let us keep on growing and share the video. Thank you guys.